Welcome tonight, and we are live. Welcome to Advocates for Justice Paralegal School. We provide the tools and you do the work. Welcome to the live stream tonight, guys. Hey, if you guys are coming to the stream from Facebook, please use the link going across the bottom of the deal there to give them permission. You need to give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook name. So if you go to that link and do whatever they tell you to do at that link, that'll give Facebook permission to show your name. Otherwise, you show as Facebook user. So I won't know who I'm talking to if you don't do that. So that's number one. Number two, we're going to start out today. I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys what's new, because we have something that's new. But before we get to all that, I have to do the formalities. Welcome to Advocates for Justice, Foreclosure Defense, Paralegal School. We do it all. We provide the tools, you do the work. I'm Coach Neighbors, and today we're going to cover the last minute strategy to get control of the eviction process. And this is and we're going to talk about why why you get stuck in the eviction court and what you should do about it. Before we get to that, I want to do a screen share and show you guys what's new. Yeah, this is sweet. Hang on a second here. Do screen share. Welcome to the new first ever non-judicial wrongful foreclosure / breach of contract lawsuit DIY online course. And this course is the ultimate guide to stopping your foreclosure and filing your lawsuit in federal court. Now, this course I have set up. Actually, both courses are set up now where you can make payments. So the course is on sale for it's a $2,400 course on sale for half price at $1,200, and I have it set up on Teachable where you can make 4 $300 payments. So after your first payment, you're in the course and you have access to everything that you need. And the stuff in the online course is not the same as the lawsuit packages. Totally different. And that's all I can say about that. So if you guys are interested in this course, that's how it's set up. Now, the courses are almost identical, except the non-judicial has a beginning of it is different, because in a non-judicial, if you're in a good position, you're going to be filing your lawsuit against them before anything ever gets to court. In a non-judicial foreclosure, what they do is they serve you a notice of default letter saying that they want you to pay them all the money that you owe them, plus a bunch of extra steal your hope money and attorney fees and all kind of crap. And if you don't pay, to sell your house in 30 days. Now, the court process doesn't even start. There's no court process for the foreclosure part of it, because they're using the power sell clause in a deed of trust to say they have permission to do all this stuff, and most people have no idea what the hell they're talking about when they bring that up. And the whole process is illegal. Hey, Steve, welcome to the show, buddy. So the online course here, the non-judicial online course, is almost the same as the judicial online course, except we have a different chapter, if you will, in the non-judicial online course. And the new chapter is where you need to control the state court process. Well, in the non-judicial, you can end up in the eviction court, the unlawful detainer. So that's what I mean. If you're in that position, then this is going to help you immensely because we have the provision that you need to stop that whole process. And that's the difference between the two courses. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. Now I'm going to scroll down so you guys can see it a little bit here. We talk a little bit about what I do or why I do this. And my passion is educating homeowners or paralegals or property investors who have a bunch of properties they're trying to protect. That's what my program is set up for. And that's actually where I'd like to go with it, to people who are helping people. I have several people in the online course who invested their unemployment money that they got, and some of the money the government gave them, whatever, to start their business, and they're going to be helping other people. So that's really cool. Now, when you click on this on my page on my website on the front page, it'll take you over to SamCart, and samcart.com is a place where you can have a one-page offer. And most of my stuff is set up on SamCart because here's the exact reason: because you can put everything that you want people to see on one page and not have to go to the product page and back to the checkout page and everything is on one page for the old people like me. Okay, yeah, everything's on one page. But the beauty of this is that I can put all of these videos in here for people to watch and see. So when I tell you do your homework, I'm putting it right there for you, so you don't have to look for the homework. All you gotta do is go watch it. This allows you to watch the instructional video to learn about the non-judicial foreclosure process and how much time you don't have to make a decision before they sell your house. And it also talks about the fact that selling your house is not the most important thing that you need to be getting under consideration. The most important thing, and I'm going to tell you, and I haven't had anybody out arguments on this, the most important thing is to have a process set up to block the eviction court crap. That's the most important thing, because they can sell your house and you can file all this stuff and you can jam up the sale and serve everybody and put a less pendants again. You can do all of that stuff. But if you don't have a process set up, if you don't have a strategy to block the eviction court, then you're going to end up in trouble. Because when you start kicking their butt, they're going to go sit down over there and chill for a while. They're going to take time out, okay? Because they know that all they got to do is stall. Oh, COVID-19, everybody in the court died. I don't know. They have to come out with, they're going to stall on posting your stuff and doing what they need to do while they're leaving you hanging out there in the wind exposed. That's what they do. So you need to make sure that you do your homework. Now, I provided all the videos here so you can take a look at what you got to do. You can take a look at what the process you're in and see for yourself. And I'm an educator, so I just put it out there. And I tell people, go do your own homework. But most people don't have time. So at some point, you got to trust somebody. And they don't like me. So, and I'm just going to scroll on down here so that you can see. We talk a little bit about stuff. So there's like 6 or 7 videos in just this one package here alone that you can watch to figure out if this is going to work for you, if it has value. And then these are now I just thought about this. I didn't update this section here to add the new stuff that I put into, so I'm going to have to write somebody up for, for that. Just thought about that. So what should be here is should be the new addition that we added to the non-judicial course to help you stop the state court process. So let me make a note of that. I'm going to redo that. And some more videos. So there's like 7 or 8 videos. I love this. I love this. If I put all of these videos in my website, then my page would load really slow and it would just be a pain. So I like the way this is, and I can put this link in there. And here are some of my Google reviews. The older ones, I haven't had a chance to post the newer ones on there yet, but have some newer ones on the online course. I have some newer ones on the property tax package, and then I have some other newer ones on stuff. I get good reviews all the time. So, hey, Jim. Thank you, buddy. Welcome to the program tonight. So we're going to move on down here. Now, I love the way this is set up here because this gives you opportunity to shop for all of my stuff. If you want to buy it all, I'll sell it all to you. No, actually, I'm learning the process of learning how to bundle these things up so that if you need more than one, then you get at least like $2 off. Okay, I'll figure something out. But anyway, but at least I have everything here so you can see what I have on Samcart, and then you can also go over to my website and take a look at what I have on the website. So I just also noticed that my payment option is not showing on here. Well, when you guys click on this, it'll take you over to Teachable, and when you get to Teachable, you'll see the payment option. If you are like to invest in this and don't see the payment option, just shoot me an email. And a couple things I got to take a look at. The person I hired to do this for me don't know what the hell they're doing. But he's working really hard. Sorry, got carried away. I have to write myself up from messing up. Anyway, my coach used to tell me, if you ain't messing up something, you ain't doing nothing. So let me just stop the screen share here. I think we're done with that for now. And we're going to move forward. We got some great subject we're going to talk about today. And before we get started on that, well, this doesn't look really good. Google Chrome has decided to not respond. It's still not responding. This is not good. Okay. I may have to restream. We'll see, because this is not working out. We'll see how this works out. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, there we go. Can you guys hear me? That's cool. I didn't lose anything. So I'm going to move forward. If you guys can't hear me, let me know. So tonight we're going to talk about the last minute strategies to get control of the eviction process. And a couple of things I want to touch on before we get to that process is that JP court and municipal court, those lower courts, generally they move the eviction part of the process in a lower court. And the lower court does not have jurisdiction to hear a title dispute. So if the lower court cannot hear title dispute, there shouldn't be the whole case shouldn't be in that court because the eviction process is a title dispute. They can name it whatever they want. You cannot evict somebody unless you have a contract that they're paying you rent on your property. So I'm just saying. You guys can see that I pick at their stuff. And so one of the things that you guys have to remember that eviction court does not have jurisdiction to hear a title dispute. And that is the main reason, that is what we use to take care of the eviction court process. But the problem is we don't know how to move the case out of there or out of eviction court over to state court, or even that we should move it. So what we've done is created a reason that we should move it and a process to move it. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So what we are offering you guys and the eliminate the new package that we're showing tonight, the eviction stopper package, is on sale. And that package you can use to challenge a judgment up to 15 years ago. And the case law to do that is written right in the document. And that document is what you would use to challenge the eviction court's process as well. Now, one of the things you guys have to remember is we don't go into court arguing all the lies that they want you to talk about. Okay, we are learning how to address the due process violations that we're receiving from the court processes. The court procedures and processes violate your due process right all day long. You can argue their stuff, and you're still going to be, even if you have a winning argument, you're going to be in trouble because the process is designed to throw you under the bus. And that's what we address. We address that throwing of you under the bus. And that's why I don't need to hear all of the things that everyone wants to talk about, the servicer and all of those things. So we don't use none of that stuff. When you see the fraud that's been put in your face, you understand more about why we do things the way we do. We're not arguing all that stuff. We're going to sue them for things they did to cause a problem that you're having right now. That's pretty much a good way to put it. Now, we have learned that we must get control of the state court process ASAP to assure that you have the best chance of remaining in your home. And that's because of the fraud. So when you file your title dispute in federal court, just providing verification of that should be enough to stop these fools, but it's not. because they're so used to doing whatever they want, and they're not used to people being able to sue them or knowing or understanding what they're doing is wrong and why and how. So we're kind of changing the program for them. So it's really hard for them. And in my opinion, and this is my opinion based off of what I've been through, seen, and done, heard, read. In my opinion, by the time they get done doing the paperwork part of it, they've already split up the money. That's my opinion. They already split up the money. They're just doing the formalities, getting the paperwork together so they can make it look legal. That's my opinion. Now, if you did not get control of the state court process and are now facing a 10-day eviction process, the following strategies will be the last chance to save your family from being evicted, from the E word. Now, in interest of justice, we're going to be just getting right to the point. And I'm going to start kind of in the middle of the stream because I don't want to start at the very beginning of the eviction process. We're going how to do the end here is what we need to do. And if you don't understand what we're talking about today, you can go to my YouTube channel and check out the video playlist for stopping the eviction process and kind of get yourself up to speed. And then you can come back and watch this video, and then hopefully you'll understand how they fit together. Now, tonight, I'm going to focus on the game plan that you need to get the control of the state court eviction process. Now, this strategy I put together based on their system, on pretty much how their system is structured. And I put this together for a team member, for a group member that's facing this problem. She got in the group while she was already in the middle of things. And so she did her best, and she did a good job. She made a couple of errors, but the reality of it is, if not for the fraud, those errors this would have been stopped. Okay, but you know how we roll here. We don't give up yet. We don't give up yet. So I put this together to give her opportunity to get back in their face and to actually get the case moved over to where it should be. And we'll see how it works. We don't try stuff, we won't get anything. So, and I'll tell you right now, I don't have to wait around to have people win before I try something. If I'm looking at it and it's in violation of what the law is, then we're going to try it, and we're going to figure out a way to make it stick. And that's how we roll. So when I tell you guys to give me an update, and I don't mention this much anymore because people take it the wrong way, but in my earlier videos, I did mention, particularly in the property tax situation, I mentioned for people to give me an update. Well, the update that I wasn't specific enough. The update that I was talking about was how they respond trying to get out of it. And I don't want to know, well, they do, well, do your homework before you contact me to tell me the update. Do your homework, research the stuff, figure out what they're up to, look it up and see if and then, hey, this is what they're doing. This is what they said and wrote, and this is what I think it is. What do you think? Well, now I have something to go on because I'm not a person that's going to sit back and tell you everything. And I have to have some kind of way to figure out where you're at, how much you know. Okay. So if then now you can put that in the group, and then we can talk about it in the group. So I'm not acting like an attorney. And that's how I like for people to get it done. Do your homework before you call me. And please don't call me on the same day you got something from the court and you're maxed out and you need to breathe in a paper bag. Please. So I'm just saying. Welcome, Edith. We're getting down tonight, so glad to have you with us. Let's just keep on rolling here. When you raise a title dispute or demand a trial by jury, the JP court or municipal court is supposed to send your case over to state court and allow you due process of law. and they're supposed to allow you the right to be in a judicial hearing before you're deprived of your property. They don't do that. They do not do that. Why the hell should they if they know you don't have no idea what they're supposed to be doing or how to get out of their court if you do know what they're supposed to be doing? And this is something new that we've kind of learning, and so we're going to give it a shot and see how it works. Now, they don't have to do anything at this point. They got you down to when they get you close to the 10 days before the judge is going to order you off the property. They're just going to put your stuff in a basket and sit and wait. And this is what they've been doing. So if the judge puts the order out, anything that you file after that is going to get thrown in the basket. I'm telling you, the coronavirus, something happened. They lost power for 10 days. Yeah, they're going to stall until they can get you off the property because they know that you're going to have much less fight in you if you got to worry about getting your stuff secured and taking care of your family and figuring out where you're going to go and all of that. So we must this new strategy. You're going to have to be smooth. I call it slick, but I want to say smooth. Most people will probably refer to it as smooth. Slick is old school, like you got to really be slick, like, and move your eviction case over to state court. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. And I'm going to walk you through my game plan for getting that done. Now, the first thing that I want to tell you guys when you're about ready to do this is you want to play stupid and make them tell you that you can't move your eviction case over to state court. And you need to make them tell you why. If they're going to tell you can't do that, then you need to make them tell you why. You want to let the state court know that your legal team, okay, this is how you do that. Your legal team said the eviction court does not have jurisdiction over a title dispute. So when you filed your counterclaim or your lawsuit against the state court judge, eviction court judge, the eviction court no longer has jurisdiction and they have a conflict of interest. So this is the stuff that you're telling the clerk, especially if they're looking at you funny, because they're going to look at you funny. This is what you tell them. If you've done your homework and you can spit this out right on the table, they're going to be like, yeah, I don't know. So what I would do is take a file stamp copy of the title dispute that you filed in the eviction court or the counterclaim, whatever you filed against the judge, and attach it to your notice of removal document that you got in the package from me. And if you didn't get one, that you can get online and make one, just Google it. And then I would take that over to the state court, and I would take the eviction court, whatever it was they served you to go to eviction court, I would take all of that over to the state court. And remember, you must remember to play stupid and act like you're expecting them to do this, okay? Because you want them to believe, you want to make them believe that you believe both courts are the same. They're the same courts. You want to be smooth about this and tell them that your legal team said that you needed to get this filed in the state court using the same case number from the eviction court. See, so what they're doing in eviction court is just leaving you sitting over there, okay, when they're supposed to be doing this other stuff. They just leave you sitting over there because you don't know how to get out of their court. So we're finna start taking some shots at that because, all right, that's what we're doing. Hey, see, Facebook user, you should go to that link at the bottom of the screen and grant StreamYard permission to use your Facebook name, and then it'll show your name. Otherwise, I have to say, welcome, Facebook user. Oh, you're still in your house. Who is this? Give me what's your Facebook username, Facebook user? Well, great. I'm glad you're still in your house. We don't play around here. Really, there's a few people that aren't still in the house, but oh, Amanda, okay. Boy, that was a long time ago. Nice. Nice. All right. She's still in her house. And if I remember correct, are you from Texas, Amanda? I think if I remember correct, you're from Texas. I remember at one point we had like 4 people that from Texas that was all kicking the same attorney's butt. That was a lot of fun. Oh, I got some more Facebook users. Hey, you guys on Facebook, go to the link showing across the bottom of the screen there and grant them permission to show your Facebook username if you like. If not, welcome. Welcome, Facebook users. I welcome anybody to my show, and you don't have to be vaccinated. Okay, don't let me start another can of worms. Let me stay focused on what we need to be working on tonight. So you need to convince the state court. Your legal team said it's a good thing the state court and the eviction court are one and the same. Okay, that's what you want. They're one and the same. Hey, free church press. You want to make them think that they're one and that you think they're one and the same. And if they are not, then you need to make them tell you that they're not and why. Because if they're not, they're gonna have a really big problem. I would tell the clerk at the state court to file your stuff and to make sure that the case number is the eviction court case number, because this is their court. You just filed a counterclaim in it, so you're not filing a new claim. They're going to try some smooth, slick stuff, so you need to be ready. I would tell them that you need a trial by jury in a judicial court setting, and you need to be in a court that has jurisdiction to hear a title dispute against a state court eviction judge. I would copy that and make sure I said all of that in the same breath. So, take a deep breath. Okay, never mind. I'm serious. We're getting real up in here. Now, I would also say, oh, wait. Would it not be a conflict of interest if another state court judge hears my title dispute since I'm countersuing a state court eviction judge? Huh. You should just say this out loud like you're thinking off the top of your head. Remember, you're messing with them just like they've been messing with you. But you bring in the fire now. So you need to step up to the plate. And that's what I would tell them. I wonder, wait a minute. I just thought of that. I don't even know if this is the right court because I'm suing the state court judge, so no other state judges would all have a conflict of interest. It wouldn't be fair. Yeah, and you just want to throw this on the table. And what you're doing here is you're letting the state court clerk know that you're about to be a pain in somebody's butt. Okay, and you ain't having it. And I will tell state court clerk that I would tell them I think I need to talk to my legal team about moving the eviction case over to federal court to get an impartial judge. Yeah, this is getting good, ain't it? In the meantime, I would tell the clerk, in the meantime, could you please file this eviction case in the real estate court and have the eviction court transfer the files over to state court for the state court process. And I would also file your restraining order in the state court demanding that the state court make moot any judgments in the eviction court process. Now we're talking. So who's the driver of the bus now? You get to be driver of the bus. You get this right. I would also ask the state court clerk to inform the eviction court that they no longer have jurisdiction over the eviction process due to the lack of jurisdiction to hear a title dispute. The lack of jurisdiction to hear a title dispute. That's how you smash eviction court. Okay, well, that's part of how you smash it. We're finding out now that you have to manually move your stuff. Oh, we got some new people. Yeah, I think I got that right. Yeah, well, you know what? No evictions at all for a while. How people throw that right on the table. And so why would you say that? So you can go sit down and chill and not do nothing? I mean, I don't know. And yeah, there are a lot of people that do that. And I don't really work well with people rushing around acting crazy. So since there's no evictions now is a great time to step up and do something. And I got this package on sale, so there ain't no reason why that anyone can not be able to step up and take care of this problem. Now, somebody 2 years later, Facebook user, you guys go to the link. So you've been this 2 years later, you're still been in your house since you've been fighting with my stuff, right? Is that what I'm to lead that to believe? I'm surprised. Okay, now. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I've got people in Texas, people in California, Oregon, a few people in New York. Oh, you mean just in your well, the eviction part of the non-judicial foreclosure takes place later on. Now, everything may be a little backed up now with all the stuff going down. But I'll tell you right now, what's going down is people are getting notifications about stuff, about court processes and this and that, but nobody's doing anything about it because everybody thinks that the moratorium is stopping everything or whatever. And the moratorium is not stopping the court process. As a matter of fact, a lot of the court processes are going on whether people show up or not. And I have people call and talk to me about that. So what's going to happen is when the gates open up for real, there's going to be a lot of people that are already in eviction court because they didn't pay attention to the stuff that they got in the mail. I'm just saying. Hey, Ralph, what's up, buddy? Great. So the updates I need on your stuff is really about how they try to worm out of it. Okay, that's what we need to know. The people in our different Facebook groups, we have one for the property. We actually have one for the lawsuit packages and the property tax. We have one for the online non-judicial course, and we have one for the judicial online course. And the people in that group provide me information, real-time feedback about how these attorneys are trying to skate out of answering to our stuff. So that's what I need to know, as opposed to when you're filing or that you're going to file. The feedback I need is how they try to get out of it so that we can make sure that we got the doors screwed shut. That's how I roll. So it's really cool to see people come on here that are using my stuff and still in the house. So and I know they're there, so I'm not acting surprised. Not everybody wants to have their stuff out there anyway. So and I get that, and I don't really. I mean, I appreciate the feedback on my Google reviews because that's where people go to check to see if you're a scam or not, and that feedback allows people to see that we got fire going on up in here. But no, I'm not pushing people forward. They're making a big deal about it. When people call me and they start asking me how many wins and all that stuff, my first thing I'm thinking in my head is, well, call me back when you're more desperate, right? Because if what you were doing was working, you wouldn't be calling me. And at the end of the day, we need to be doing what makes sense. Now, I would start demanding at this point in the program, I would start demanding to speak with the clerk's regional supervisor. I would tell them that I need to speak to the supervisor due to the fact that this is all going to appear complicated for most folks because their legal team has not figured out that the eviction court cannot hear a title dispute. I would tell them I need to talk to the regional supervisor or or the president. I need to talk to somebody up high because I ain't got time to waste my breath. That's what I would tell them. I ain't lying. Now, the case should have been transferred over to state court as soon as your title dispute was filed on the record. And I would tell them that too. And show them, as an exhibit, you should have a copy of your dispute, your counterclaim or your lawsuit, whatever, and show them here's the date that it was filed. I don't understand why the process is continuing over there. And play dumb. Make them tell you. That's how we do it. Edith says she started the process to sue the judge and she she recused herself. You go, girl. You remember what I told you, Edith? I told you I'm going to show you how to have some fun. You having fun yet? That's nice. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute. I like that. That's sweet. And I had one guy ask me, so the new judge, what do I do? I don't know. Allow them to throw you out on the street. You already jammed one of them up. I'm glad, dude. I'm like, I don't know. What are your options? Come on now. Hit the ball, man. I jam up every judge that steps up to the plate. Why not? You got that one. There's no rule that you can only recuse one judge if they ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. This stuff does not have to be complicated. The only reason it's complicated is to make you feel like you can't do it and you need an attorney to help you. That's the only reason why it's complicated. So most people do not know, they don't understand why the courts they don't have any rights in the court. Okay, most people have no idea why you have no rights in the court and why they can do whatever they want to and they don't care. Most people do not understand that they're in an administrative court that is not from the Constitution and does not have to give you any rights. They're not going to give you any rights. You have to take them. Ralph, dude, you're killing me over here. There ain't gonna be no day in court if you do this right. See, that's what Edith is saying. Our stuff's not designed to go to court. Go to court for what? For the judge to help them take your stuff? We ain't going to court. You ain't going to court if you do it right. You go, girl. She said, I did, and I am having fun. But the number one goal is stay in your house, and the number two goal is stay the hell out of court. Okay. That's all right, Ralph. I know you're new, man. You're catching on quick. Just the fact that you got this done shows that that you see the value in it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, state citizens have rights, but we have to take them. That's the only way you're going to get them, because they're not going to give them to you. They only give stuff to themselves. Anyway, so they know. Most people don't know that you can move their eviction case over to state court, where, well, it shouldn't be in state court because the whole thing is fraud. But if it was going to be in any court, then that would be the court that it should be in. And now the goal here is not to get the judge to grant you anything. The goal is to cost them time and money while you build your court record that you need to sue the judge for violating due process, for taking jurisdiction without legal authority, for a whole bunch of stuff. For the stuff. And once you get the eviction case, using the eviction case number, and make sure that you make them use the eviction court case number, because you're not opening a new case. You're moving their case over to state court, and you want to make sure they use the eviction court case number, and make sure there's no changes on it. If they put an A after it, then it's in a separate category, and it's not the document that you want it to be. If you don't get this done like this, you will not have control over the eviction court case. And this is how I came up with to get control over the eviction court case. And the document that I put together helps you do this in a very short amount of time, and the document is very cheap. I'm not going to say how cheap it is right now, because the new people might start laughing and not even go look at it. Okay. And I did this for a reason. There's a lot of people that are going to be facing this eviction process. Now, people need to understand that the goal for going into court, okay, in a conventional program, is to get the judge to give you stuff. And that shit ain't happening for nobody. So we don't have that. That is not our goal. Is not to go. Our goal is to make them not want to have you in court. And just like Edith said, the judge said, "Hey, time out." And you know what? At the end of the day, there's so many people that are giving up. They don't have time for people that are sitting to sue them for the $5.5 million. And like my sister did, and she's the one, this document that we use in my sister's case is the one that I put together for this eviction stopper package. And my sister used it, and they terminated her case. Yeah, that was the words termination and disposal. I never heard of a case being terminated. Yeah. They had a little problem because my sister, she sued the attorney for his assets and his house. And since the attorney's wife's name was on the property, she served the wife and the attorney at their house. And yeah, I'm like, man, I'm not messing with her. Yeah, and she also served the Kansas State Bar Association. and the judge. So, and she took the attorney's name off of it. So we took the attorney's name off of it. So the attorney would be scot-free and everybody else is paying. See how that worked out? Oh, he was not happy that his colleague, he said his colleague got served at home. Yeah, he was not happy. Well, your colleague's wife getting sued too, so how are we not supposed to? Yeah. And my sister stopped short of jamming them up for their corporate charter. Yep. You can sue. I don't know. I put it in my paperwork. I was suing for the corporate charter. Yep. And why would you do that? Well, if you are in control of the corporate charter, then you have a seat on the board of trustees. So you get to sit into the room when they're making the policies for the corporation. Well, that sounds like fun. Would that be cool to be on the attorney's board of? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that either. We're giving away some free stuff. Yeah. So in this program, you're going to learn how to not let these limitations slow you down. Okay. Because there are limitations from the conventional program. Over here, we don't have those limitations. Now, if you allow them to make a new case number or to change the existing case number, put a numeral before or a numeral after or any of that, then you're going to allow them to get back out in midfield, and then they're going to run the clock out. They're going to start stalling and waiting for the cops to come and help you get off the property. That's what they're going to do. So if they give you a hard time about the number or try to change it or any of that, I think that I would I'm not telling anybody to do anything, okay? But for me, I'm going to do whatever it takes. So I'm going to throw myself in the floor and start throwing a hissy fit. Yeah, so that's a little different than like acting like when you get to be 6'7" black man, you can't be like making people think that you're gonna attack them, you know. I just throw myself in the floor, started having a 6-year-old tantrum. Yeah, that'll okay. No, I didn't tell you to do that either. I'm gonna have to erase that out of the stream, right? Now, once you get control of the situation, once you get the eviction case filed in state court, once you get that done, I would file a notice of removal and remove the eviction case from state court over to federal court in interest of justice based on the following reasons. Now, remember, I told you we was going to do this. Yep, you got to do one step at a time. And that's why sometimes people don't understand my documents or the strategies, because they're looking at why the hell am I sending this to the attorney general? Because the attorney general is the one that you're going to have to serve when you sue the judge. So why don't you send the attorney general the stuff that you're sticking in the judge's face, and maybe the attorney general will get on the phone. See, there's a lot of other things involved in the stuff. It's not the conventional thing. So you guys have to keep that in mind. That's one of the biggest questions I get. Why is Attorney General's name is on here? Oh, it don't matter. If it's in red, then do what the instructions said and figure it out later, or do your research. Stop asking me. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, you can ask me. I'm getting carried away. Okay. No, I know some of you guys are thinking I'm serious. Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. But it's funny. The attorney who filed the case in the eviction court is a foreign agent. That's the number one reason why I would throw it. Well, first off, let's start out that the attorney is a foreign agent, and the foreign agent cannot file a dispute in state court. A foreign agent is considered from another country. You can't sue someone from another state in state court. You have to go to federal court. So right off the bat, they filed their eviction process in the wrong court because they're a foreign agent. And the reason they're a foreign agent is the verification of them being a foreign agent is the fact that they have to file a appearance of entry, an entry of appearance, a notice of appearance, or whatever the hell you call it, right? They file before they do that because they're a foreign agent, and that's what you would use when you tell them, look, I know they're a foreign agent because they file an entry of appearance. Here's a copy of it right here that verifies they're a foreign agent. And state court does not have jurisdiction to hear a title dispute between a foreign agent and a state citizen. Bam. B, the eviction court did not have jurisdiction to rule in the title dispute. So the eviction court doesn't have jurisdiction to rule on title dispute, shouldn't be filed in that court because it is a title dispute because you have no contract with this new person who's saying they're the new owner of the property. You can only be evicted when you're paying to rent someplace. And the court rules and procedures in the state court process violated your right to due process. So, I mean, this is, and if you learn this and you're able to tell that person that's sitting there thinking about trying to get out of filing your stuff and doing what you're telling them, you can throw this on the table. And when you get done, if they still act stupid, your legal team is going to need to know their employee number and their name and social security number. Yeah, I would. I'm sure you're not going to give the social security number. And actually, it's against the law for people to ask for that or demand it of you. But who cares about that? Because they're not following none of the laws either. So you can ask for it too. Get their attention. I would just tell them my legal team is really thorough. And we want to make sure that we're suing the right person. We wouldn't want to sue your sister if your sister worked here. Okay, sorry. I hope you're done off the floor throwing your timber tantrum when you say that, because they may be calling the police on you. Okay. You have a lawsuit counterclaim against a state court eviction judge, and therefore those state employees can hear your case. It'd be a conflict of interest. And I know this works well because I used it myself for two $10 seatbelt tickets. And after a year or so in federal court, the judge's deputy contacted me one day, and the judge was on speakerphone, and they wanted to know what I wanted to do. And so I was like, well, my 5.5 million must be off the table. Yeah, it's money. It's funny how that high sum get their attention real quick. So yeah, then we had a conversation, and we done everything that I agreed that we needed to do in order to take care of that. So that worked out real well. So when you do your homework and learn the facts, learn the facts, you will have the power to be driver of the bus. Okay. It ain't about case law or none of that crap. That's their crap. You don't need to get to that if they can't get past the facts. That's how we roll. Now, remember, you're going to move your eviction case over to state court and make them use the eviction court case number. If you don't get that done, not on top of the program. And even if you got to act crazy to get them to do it, then you'll tell the clerk you need to talk to the regional supervisor or the president or somebody, because the eviction court did not have jurisdiction to hear a title dispute. And if you know the facts that I'm telling you, these facts is what you need to use to get them to do what they need to do. And I would make sure that you let them know that you're being recorded. If they're giving you a hard time still, that you're being recorded, and the camera is right there, and I'm sure everything you're saying is being picked up. So if they still refuse to file your stuff after you tell them all of this, then obviously they're going to be put on the list as a defendant, or as a plaintiff, You can add someone to, as a plaintiff to your counterclaim. The attorney don't do that, but we sure do. And you're going to add them because they're interfering with the administration of justice. That's how you say that when they're jamming you up in civil court or blocking you from remedy. They're interfering with the administration of justice. You don't say they're violating your right, due process, all that. You want to say they're interfering with the administration of justice. Now, I learned that from my coach. Yeah, I have a coach too. Yeah, he's badass. They're interfering with the administration of justice. Remember that. That should be the last thing that you say, or the first thing that you say, or whatever, when you need to say something, because you should be saying something every time they talk. And one of the other things I want to touch on here for a second is anytime the judge orders you to do something, you should already be thinking how you're going to object to it. Okay. Why would you? You know, the judge is helping them. So we ain't even going to consider doing nothing that the judge said that you need to do. So automatically you should be looking at why you need to. What we found here is several people have contacted me since the last video that I posted to let me know that the judge also instructed them to respond by letter and to use a letterhead that they were going to put into the court record, the letterhead. So they want to respond by letter so the judge don't have to rule on nothing and there's no controversy before the court. And the judge is telling the other parties, their attorney, to respond by letter too. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy crap. And so I posted that thing last week. And then I had several people come out of the woodworks, to say that. And that's why I'm like, those are things I need to know as opposed to when you're going to file your stuff. Because I'll tell you right now, most people will call me, oh, yeah, I'm headed to file my stuff. I'm like, wait a minute. Wasn't that 2 weeks ago that you got your stuff and you haven't filed it yet? Okay. Hey, Frankie, at the beginning of this, I showed my new non-judicial foreclosure lawsuit DIY online course and a link to it. And yeah, I remember you came in a long time ago, Frankie. Doesn't sound like you got anything done yet. Hey, MYX Capital. Welcome tonight, Frankie. And there's a link to the non-judicial lawsuit package if anybody's interested in that. You can I'll put a better place. You can go to my website right there and take a look at it if you would like. So I would say something like, because when you're talking to them, you want to be messing with their head. So I would say something like, my legal team said I would tell them, you're talking to the clerk now, the clerk supervisor or the president, remember? I would tell them something like, my legal team said it's the attorney's job to protect the court. And this attorney is not doing a very good job of that because the attorney's mistakes are allowing the court to accept liability. You want to always act like you're already winning, and it's just another day in the park. That's how you do it. We in the black lane we call it talking crap. You just want to walking in and talking crap, and I don't like you backing it up too. make sure to get the eviction case number filed in the state court. I've only mentioned that 48 times. So now, this alone will cause issues for the process because you will have your counterclaim filed against the judge, against the eviction court judge. So, so you have to file the eviction case in state court, or explain to them they should let you file the eviction case in state court, or force them to explain to you why the eviction court was stealing your property in the first place. Remember, we talked about that in the beginning. You want to go in and act like both courts are the same, and you're just moving it over there to over here because you're demanding this court that has jurisdiction to hear title dispute. Number one, you're demanding that in a jury trial. Number two, that's why you're moving it. And then there's a couple of other things in there that you're going to be throwing on the table, and that's why you're moving it. And it shouldn't be a process. You want to make them transfer the files and do all that, and then let the other court know. You just want to start ordering that shit around like you're the judge. Oh, yeah. So remember, you're stupid, and you should be asking stupid leading questions. I'm serious. You should be asking stupid leading questions. Like, when the federal court orders the lower court to stand, when the state court orders the lower court to stand down, and the eviction court refuses and continues, and you should be asking the president or the supervisor clerk, and the lower court and the eviction court continues, that would be contempt of court, right, for the judge. And just add a little extra pressure right in there. You want to let them know that your legal team's thinking of these things. Now, I have the eviction package, the eviction stopper package on my website on sale. And if you guys interested in it or have this problem, you can get over to it. You can follow the link. I put a link here. I'm going to post a link again. I also have it on my website. You can get to the link. It's a lot easier, and get the eviction stopper. If you're facing the 10-day eviction process, then you need to get that and get that rolling, because this is going to be your last chance to get this stopped. And I'm going to post it in the link here again. So you guys should head over to the website too. The new front page, I redone it, so you can see some of my most popular products that people are using, and there's a link to them to go to the Sam Cart, so you can look at more videos and everything that has to do with that right there on that one page, and I have to go back and forth to YouTube, and back and forth over here, and back and forth over there. So if you're shopping or you have some of these problems, you should do that. Frankie, you should get rolling. I'm not sure, why you slacking, but you need to get rolling before it's too late, because it's going to be a line of people, and anybody that's been working with me knows that I don't really run around at the last minute all crazy. I don't do that. It doesn't pay. So, and most of the time, those people that are in that situation don't listen to me. You can't mix what we do and what they do, because if you mix their stink with what we do, then it stinks up what we're doing, and that's all they want to argue about is the stink. So how'd I put that? I cleaned that up a little. So I want to thank you guys for the privilege of sharing your time tonight, and I hope that I offered you some value in this eviction process. And I want to ask you guys, please click, and this is downloaded on my YouTube channel or on as a video. Please click the link on that and share it. Just post it and share it. There's going to be a lot of people facing this problem, but they're going to be too embarrassed to tell people. So they could be your friends And if you just click and say, hey, this guy's badass, click it on there and put it on there and just let them, look at it and, get in the program or call me or whatever if they need to get this handled. Well, actually, they don't need to call me. They need to get over to the website and get the document. I don't really like to talk to people until after they've got the document and watch the video. And then most of the time there's no call needed because everything is pretty simple. But if there is a call needed after that, then the call time has value for both of us. The other way, when I talk to people, I'm mostly talking about what they've been through and all of that. And we don't use any of that. And I don't have time to hear that anyway. So none of that is relevant to what we're doing. So I don't spend any time. And some people get pissed at me about it, but I don't care because I have a commitment to the people that are invested in the program. And we make sure that that's done first. Hey, Tiff Davis, welcome. Well, if you want to eliminate I don't know if you're talking about your property tax. And if you do, then you need to head over to the website and educate yourself. Because we don't do just what we're talking about today. And at the end of the day, if you do that, you're still going to have to sue somebody. And it's more likely going to be the judge for violating your due process rights. So I'm just saying, we have eliminated property tax lawsuit package. We have credit card package. So get over to the website and do your homework, man. That's where it starts. Good night, guys. I will see you guys in the next video.